We're going to move on.
Yes, to Pat
one of my favorite people, by the way.
Yeah, you have a long and storied history with Pat Sajak, which I'm sure we'll get into in a moment. But Pat Sajak has some strong feelings about the lockdown and people getting back to work. And I think he is firmly here on the side of people getting back to work if they need to. So Pat posted something where he said, when a disc jockey or a talk show host or a journalist who is being paid to work from home tells people who can't work, pay bills, or pay their rent or mortgage to, quote, stay home and be careful because we're all in this together, it's okay to question the premise.
So
what he's saying, Pat was being very nice, but I think what he's saying is this is hypocritical for people who are still gainfully employed to be telling other people, just stay home. They have bills they got to pay, you know?
Well, and I want to take that a step further, that, you know, there are a lot of journalists who are explaining it and just saying, look, you know, here's the data. And there are others who are saying, why are you out? Why are you doing this? And just browbeating people and getting angry at, you know, haircutters and whatnot. And I think what Pat is saying is, you know, step in their shoes. If they're going broke, if they're going hungry, you still may disagree with them and you have a right to disagree with them and have discourse. But to say you should be doing this as if your position is equivalent to my position is unfair. And I think that's going on to some extent.
Oh, I think that's 100% right. I mean, look, to a lot of people who are continuing to work from home, we're included in this. It's an abstract idea that people are really struggling and not getting paychecks and living hand to mouth. And he's just trying to ground that reality for people who are desperate to work, even though it's quite dangerous. And he's saying, don't pass judgment until you've walked a mile in their shoes.
Look, here's the reality of this, and we've talked about this before, but the reality is this. Scientists, I interviewed Dr. Fauci many years ago during the AIDS epidemic, and he's an amazing person, and was the hero in that, and now is the hero in this. But even Dr. Fauci will tell you, his job is to provide data, not to tell everybody, here's how to live. Because what happens is that scientists provide data on the disease, the economists provide data on the economy, and then it's up to leaders to look at the two together and come up with a plan that doesn't tank both. And there has been a lot of criticism, I think justified, that at least on the national level, that hasn't really happened. It's happened more at the state and local level.
Right.
But I think that's what we're talking about here, is balancing, but not ignoring one because you favor the other.
Right, and you can't, exactly. And I think that's Pat's point, is don't ignore how hard this is for people who are losing everything.
Meanwhile, there's a big spike in China again, where they may have to self-quarantine again. And the big fear is that as people go out, and there are a lot of people, Charles, I don't know about you, but I was out this weekend bicycling, and God, so few people relatively were wearing masks. People down at the beach were just sunbathing, even though they weren't supposed to. So it just feels like it's not, the distancing part is not being taken seriously.
Not being taken seriously. And your concern is that what's happening in China could be what happens here.
Hi, it's Dr. YaYa in Memphis, Tennessee. This is quite the divisive topic for the American people. And no matter what decisions are made in the next few weeks, not everyone is going to be pleased. But we do know for sure that we cannot reopen America too early, and we certainly cannot wait until it's too late.
Well, America's reopened to some extent. So that horse is out of the barn to some extent, because most states in some form have reopened various parts of the economy. So we'll see. What were you going to say?
No, I just, I don't want to belabor the point, but I still see what Pat Sajak is talking about makes sense to me, but that is a different thing altogether than what you were just talking about, Harvey, about all the people
totally different. Absolutely.
Going on the beach or going to a bar and all that. That's just socializing.
By the way, I won't go to a salon. I don't know when I would ever go back now, but I understand, even if I may disagree, why some haircutters want to do it. What I don't understand is when we go out in public, which we're allowed to do,
wear a mask.
wear a mask and just stay away. You know, it's like you can do it, but people just weren't. I saw it everywhere, Charles.
Yeah, I'm just real quick, the wearing the mask, why you know that you should wear the mask. It happened to me this weekend. I happened to walk by someone who did not have a mask on, and just as I walked by them, they sneezed.
Oh my God, it happened to me too. It happened to me too this weekend. And they sneezed in front of me. It was like 10 feet away, but no, it freaks you out.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, we got to take a break.